Hello, and welcome to the first episode of the Let's Talk About This podcast. Today's topic is going to be a hot button topic between four communities. I'm pretty sure it's self-explanatory. It is the Nintendo Switch community, the Game Boy community, Pokemon community, and the emulation world. Now, I'm pretty sure we can all guess what this topic is going to be. Why are the Pokemon games from the Game Boy not on the Nintendo Switch Game Boy emulators? And when you hear my explanation as to why I think they are not on there, I'm pretty sure you will agree at the end of this session. Nintendo is a company. Companies love to make money. That's the whole purpose of a company, to make money. Right now, you can buy the original Pokemon games on the Nintendo 3DS eShop for around about $6 to $9. Conversion rates are hard. Prices are different around the world. But, nonetheless, the games can still be bought on the eShop for the 3DS. So they're not just going to bring those over to the Switch while they can still make profit off of the individual titles. Because you got to look at it from a money perspective. The Nintendo Switch Online, just the base, is I believe $19 a year. I could be off, there could be some inflation. But it's about $19 a year, and that gets you the Game Boy. Doesn't get you the Game Boy Advance, but right now we'd be looking at Game Boy games. So the original Pokemon, we're talking Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal. All 6 of those coming to the Nintendo Switch Online Game Boy. That's a lot of money to just throw away. There's still, I believe, 24 more days for the 3DS eShop being online, being up. 24 more days for people to buy the games for $6 to $9. Now, I know a lot of people would probably be thinking, well, I'm not going to buy them if they're just going to come out. But Nintendo haven't stated when those games will come out. So it's kind of a smart business move. You can either buy the games now and play them now, or you can wait for an undisclosed amount of time. But after the 27th, we're locked in an indefinite limbo of not knowing when these games are going to come to the Nintendo Switch Online side of things. We do know about one Pokemon game coming to the Nintendo Switch Online Game Boy emulator, but it's not the game that people want. People want Blue, Red, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal. People want those. But the first game we're getting is the Pokemon TCG game, which, is a good warm-up. Is a good warm-up for things to come. I know it makes a lot of people upset and not happy that it's not the mainline Pokemon games, but we're going to get them. They're going to come eventually. We just have to be patient. Plus, there is hope with the Game Boy emulators on the Switch. There's hope. Because we've seen games released for the NES, the Super NES, probably the Genesis. I don't know. I haven't checked out that side of things. But there's hope that we could get the Japanese versions of these games on here. And who knows, we might even get Pokemon Green. Fun fact, if you don't know this, Green and Red were the original versions, and Blue was the update. Blue was basically the Emerald for Gen 1. Blue was Emerald. But then, when it came to North America, they were like, okay, let's just put out Red and Blue. And then Yellow came along because TV series and all that. But we just got to be patient. As long as these games are still purchasable on the eShop for the 3DS family, they're not going to be coming to the Switch anytime soon. If anything, we could possibly, I know this is a long shot, but we could possibly see an announcement for them coming to the Switch during E3 time. I know that's a long way away. That's June. But if there was going to be anything Pokemon related or Pokemon announced, it's going to be during E3, which is going to suck. Even though Nintendo aren't doing E3, they're doing a direct at the same time as E3. So, you just got to be patient. You just got to keep your eyes open. Basic understanding that these aren't coming out until the eShop closes for the 3DS, because the 3DS has these games for $6 to $9 a pop, You know, it just depends on whether or not you're willing to buy them or hold off and wait till an indefinite amount of time. But, you know, look forward to Pokemon TCG and hope that we get some Japanese games on the Game Boys, because we could get the unreleased Pokemon TCG 2. Because we got Star Fox 2 on the Super NES. So, with that in the air, we could potentially see Pokemon TCG 2, which a lot of fans have been wanting. There's literally fan translations online, ROMs, of this game that people have wanted. And like I said earlier, you can have both North American and EU and Japanese versions of games on literally all of the things on the Nintendo Online and Nintendo Online expansion. You can have North America, Europe, Japanese games all load, so you can see the different versions and how things have changed for each version. And I'm hoping that continues with the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance. I'm not going to talk about the Game Boy Advance Pokemon games because we're not going to get those until these have come out. It wouldn't make sense. If you're going to release them chronological, we're not going to get those until these come out. That's just how it's going to be. But anyway, if you enjoyed this podcast, leave a like. I don't know how these really work. This is my first time doing it. I know it's very short. It's not really a podcast. It's more just a rambling video. I just wanted to get this thought out there. I know a lot of people aren't logically thinking about this idea. A lot of people aren't thinking about the eShop closing and the games being purchasable on the eShop until the eShop closes. But yes, I'm going to close this off here. Remember, buy the games before the eShop closes. Download all the little Pokemon things like Pokebank, Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire special demo, Pokemon Sun and Moon special demo, because those things have special things locked away and hidden inside them. So until next time, I will see you guys in the next one.